Hey, American contractors, viewers of the American Contractor Show. I'm here with John Dye at Win the Storm, and I have to tell you, anyone that is associated with American Contractor Show, you are a badass.
Big shout out to American Contractor Show. If you don't know, you definitely need to check out the Storm Summit. They're doing it in excellence. Check them out.
Hey, what's up? This is your friend, Francisco Serrano. If you haven't checked it out, American Contractor Show, YouTube channel, Facebook channel, Twitter, Instagram, all the platforms, you need to go them, like them, start learning about your craft.
Hey, I'm Matt Danskin with Restoration Referral System. Check out the American Contractor Show. The truck that they've got is awesome. Everything else that they have going on.
This is Larry Bache with the Merlin Law Group, helping policyholders for more than 30 years. If you have a claim or your client has a claim that needs help, please feel free to call the Merlin Law Group because we are the true policyholder advocate.
C3 was eager to help us, and even whenever we weren't giving them work, they were still eager to give advice. The things that they were putting out for the for changing from DMO to RFG and giving that to the industry and not charging anything for it, I thought was really cool. And that's stuff that I as a contractor appreciate. I'd recommend C3 to any contractor that's looking for a PA, especially if you're around Colorado. Great guys, man. I'm nothing but happy with the work they've done for us.
Good afternoon, everybody. Meteorologist Frank Gaetano here, live from the Hail Palace for your daily 12 p.m. hail forecast. As always, sponsored by C3 Group, Merlin Law Group, and American Contractor Show. Check those guys out. The links to their Facebook pages are in the description to this video. Getting right into our weather headlines, we do have a risk for the Central Plains for hail and wind. Mainly Nebraska, going to be working its way to the southeast through the evening and overnight hours, and I'll talk about what I think we might be able to expect for Omaha. And then we also have what I like to call a dartboard risk for the Mid-Atlantic. Going to be very isolated storms in that area with a slowly moving cold front going towards the southeast through the area, and we'll see if any place can really get hit. It's going to be kind of a shot in the dark, and that's why I call that a dartboard risk. Boom, like you're throwing a dart. And then patient tropical situation. I don't even have graphics for this. I'm just letting you guys know that there's nothing brewing in the Atlantic right now, and nothing within the next 5 to 7 days either. So we're still waiting for hurricane season to really kind of kick into gear here. We do have some events to talk about. The NTRCA mini trade show in Grapevine, Texas at the Grapevine Convention Center. That's going to be on August 4th, so come out and see us at that event. We also have the IRE coming up at Mandalay Bay Convention Center in Las Vegas. Everybody always gets really excited for the IRE. I've been a few times myself. It's such a great convention that goes on, and like really valuable for every really restoration industry company to go to that. That's going to be August 10th through the 12th of this year at Mandalay Bay, again, Convention Center in Las Vegas. And then the one I'm really most excited about, the Thunder Road Race for Recovery, going to be at the Oklahoma Motorsports Complex, September 15th, 2021. That's an event that we are putting on to benefit roofers in recovery. It's going to be a really fun day for a great cause. We have a link tree link in the description of this video. You can sign up to either race or sponsor the event. We went and raced these karts a couple weeks ago as a team here at Hail Trace. It was a really, really fun time. So I definitely recommend you sign up for that. That's on September 15th, so you got plenty of time to sign up to either race or sponsor that event along with us. Let's get right into yesterday's storm reports. We'll go out west first. Just a little scattering of some sub-severe hail reports and a few wind reports out west. And then we'll work our way back to the east where the majority of our activity actually happened. We had several tornado reports right near the border of Illinois and Indiana, a bunch of wind reports moving eastward, some more tornado reports in Ohio. And we'd had one high-profile tornado that worked its way from Pennsylvania into New Jersey, the Trenton, New Jersey area. So we do have a map available for that, along with all the wind that was with that. And then we had another pretty decent hailstorm that worked its way southeastward through the Fredericksburg, Virginia area. We do have a 3-star map available now for that. And then what's that bring us for the year? Well, we had 7 tornado reports yesterday, 20 large hail reports, and 163 high wind reports. And that brings us to 737, 4262, and just over 11,000. And you guys have heard us say this time and time again for the last several months. That does put us pretty far behind from last year, so we are having a bit of a below average severe storm season. Taking a look at our current conditions, we do have a swath of rain and showers going through eastern South Dakota, working its way towards the east-southeast, but that doesn't really affect where our main risk area is going to be for today, which is mainly Nebraska, points southeastward, so I'm not too worried about that. And then if we work our way over to the southeast and the mid-Atlantic, a lot of clearing going on here, not really cloudy out there. That's really good for us to get those severe thunderstorms, the isolated storms to pop up in that area. And we'll back out, take a look at the temperatures across the country here. 93 already in Kansas City, 93 in Dallas. So it's going to be another hot one here for the central and southern plains. We've been in the upper 90s pretty much for the last week or so. 79 in Denver, 90 in Atlanta, 91 in Miami, and kind of a little rainy but comfortable up in the Pacific Northwest. And then speaking of comfortability, uncomfortable wherever you see these dark greens. Here's our map of our dew points, and notice this streak right here. That's going to be where the most of our instability is going to be for today with our convective available potential energy, which I'll show you here in a second. But generally muggy, sticky across most of the eastern U.S. And then as usual, pretty dry out west. Only 60-degree dew points in Casper. That's actually fairly high for the Casper, Wyoming area. They're usually hovering around the 40s. So working into that streak I was just showing you, here's our forecast energy for today. As you saw that run through where those bright colors were, that's where we have the most energy for storms, and that matches up directly with where we see those highest dew points. And as those storms start to form later this afternoon and evening, that energy will go down as it gets used up by those storms as they track southeastward this evening. And here's our future radar for those storms in the Nebraska area. We're going to start to see those storms form around the dinner time, just after dinner time, 7:30 p.m. We do see some isolated storms, and these are going to be your hailers early on. We're expecting to see some hail with these up to golf ball size, and as they transition to the southeast, they're going to start to band up, cluster up, become more of a wind threat. And that's what I think Omaha really has to look forward to today, is potential damaging winds in that area, in the 60 to 70 mile per hour range, as we do see those storms band up and push southeastward throughout the evening and overnight hours into tomorrow morning. We expect this complex of thunderstorms to be somewhere around northern Missouri, working its way towards the east-southeast. Let's MidAtlantic and see what we got in store for there. As you see, a couple isolated storms popping up near Norfolk, one near Raleigh, potentially Charlotte. Charlotte might be a little too far to the west today to see one of those storms impact that city. But like I said earlier, it's kind of a dartboard today. There's going to be pretty isolated storms. You just got to cross your fingers and hope that a decent city can get some marginally severe hail or some of those severe gusty winds. And so what's that going to look like graphically for us? Here's our hail forecast map for the nation. We do see potential up to golf ball size hail, like I said a minute ago, in northern Nebraska, and then those hail chances do diminish as we work our way towards the southeast. Grand Island and Omaha are my pick cities, and there's still pretty low chances for hail, especially Grand Island. That stuff might actually stay to your northeast. Omaha, I do believe you will see storms, but I think it's going to be more of a wind threat, so pretty low chances for hail for Omaha. And then the only city I really picked out here in the Mid-Atlantic is Raleigh for hail. That's potentially up to quarter-size hail. The dynamics in the atmosphere aren't really conducive for large hail in the area today, but if you can get a pretty strong storm to hit Raleigh or any of the other cities in the area, you could see up to quarter-size hail. Now let's take a look at what that looks like for wind. The wind graphic translates a little bit further to the southeast as we zoom in, and my pick city is Omaha with a moderate chance for those gusty winds up to 60 to 70 miles per hour. And then Kansas City, you're going to be at the very southern fringes of that complex, so we'll see if it can stay far enough south for you to potentially see some damaging winds tonight in the overnight hours, but pretty low chance as it might stay to your north and east as it transitions to the southeast overnight. And then generally the same kind of graphic we see spatially here in the Mid-Atlantic. Again, pretty low chance for Charlotte. You might be a little too far west for those storms to really pop up in your area. And then again, Raleigh has a fairly low chance just because of the isolated nature of those storms. Now let's take a look at what the future radar is showing for tomorrow. So this is what the models are showing around 7 a.m. tomorrow. So this is where they expect the complex to be, and it's going to be transitioning further south and east. Now there's a little caveat here as to how tomorrow's setup is. So the setup that I have graphically that I'll show you in a second is very preliminary because where this ends up dissipating is going to influence how much recovery we can get in the air mass, and also how far this ends up transitioning to the south and east is going to influence where those outflow boundaries lie after it passes through to help fire those storms later in the afternoon. So this is what it's showing. Shows it dissipating around 2 o'clock and having some recovery, and then we see around evening time, 7, 8 o'clock, storms starting to pop up in the Kansas City area, the Columbia, Missouri area, and then just north of the Springfield, Missouri area. So remember, this can change based on where that outflow boundary sets up, but this is just what it's showing right now. And we see those storms go through the evening and overnight hours as they become subsevere later on in the overnight as that complex sags to the south. And what's that look like up here? Well, actually, hold on, before I get to that, we do have a chance for some isolated storm activity in Wisconsin mainly, so La Crosse is at risk, Green Bay is at risk. This is showing way late storms in Green Bay. I get 2 rounds, one in the evening and then another round in the late overnight hours, and then Madison is also at risk as we see those storms go through the overnight and morning hours. So now we can get to the hail forecast graphic for tomorrow. I do have Kansas City in the risk area. I've got Springfield in the risk area. St. Louis, you have a possibility tomorrow all the way down towards the Paducah area, and even back towards the Wichita area is also possible. And then up in Wisconsin, La Crosse area, Green Bay, you have a couple of shots, and then also Madison. We'll zoom in. I'm keeping these pretty low chances for now because of the conditional nature of where that outflow boundary sets up and how far that complex makes it and how much the atmosphere can recover behind it and how fast it can dissipate to get that recovery. So we've got low chances across the board for now for all 3 of these pick cities. And same thing, kind of what we got going on today in the southeast and mid-Atlantic. Storms should be pretty isolated in Wisconsin tomorrow afternoon through the evening and overnight hours. So I'd say Green Bay has the best chance out of the low chances right now, but Madison and La Crosse, I'm keeping you guys at a fairly low chance for now. So that's all I've got for you today. Make sure you stay in contact with us. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. You can click See First on Facebook to get the messages of when we go live immediately when it happens, and you make sure you click the subscribe button on YouTube so you can see all of our videos that we post there. If you want to get in 855-334-4245. You can email us at info@hailtrace.com with your questions, or you can go straight to hailtrace.com. In the lower right-hand corner of the screen, we have an intercom chat box where you can chat with our customer service representatives, or if you just want to see the website and see how we can help you and what we can do for you, head to hailtrace.com for that. For Hail Trace, I'm meteorologist Frank Gaetano. Everybody have a great rest of your day.